Hello, everyone. We're just going to wait a few minutes just to give everyone a chance to join. So please be patient. I know it's almost 7 o'clock. We might start a few minutes off our starting point, maybe 5, 10 minutes, just to kind of give everyone a chance to join. Hello, everyone. So we're finally going to get started. Apologies for the delay. We just had to wait for a few people to, get here and show up. Just had to give everyone a chance to be here. So again, thank you for waiting. So let's just kick things off. Hello, my name's Hamza, and I'm the Education Lead and Engineering Specialist at Coded. I'm going to be your MC for today's demo. I'm very excited, and I want to start things off by saying I'd like to thank مركز ذكاء. مركز ذكاء اللي هو مبادرة من شركة منشآت. I'd like to thank them for being our strategic partner and helping us make this happen. So thank you. I'd also like to thank everyone who's joining us tonight to see our graduates' capstones. For everyone who is, seeing Coded for the very first time, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about who Coded is and what we do. All right, so Coded is the first coding academy in the Middle East. We were established back in 2015 in Kuwait by our co-founders Ahmed Marafi and Hashim Bahbahani. We're all about we saw this as a problem that we needed solved. There wasn't that much coding talent within the Middle East, so we said, hey, why not do this, solve this problem? And what you're going to see today is our students solving problems as well. Some of our products, these are just some of our products. Coded Live is just one of these. One of the most ones that we're very proud of is Coded Juniors. Coded Juniors teaches coding to kids, basically. So we like to spread coding knowledge from a very early age to kind of get them started on their coding journey. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is, just to throw a little bit of numbers for you, just to show you what we've been doing over the last couple of years. We've ran over 35 boot camps. We've had over 400 graduates and over 90 projects built by students during their capstone phases. And that's what you guys are here to watch today. You guys are coming to see their final capstone projects. All right. Now that you know a little bit about Coded, I'm going to tell you a little more about Coded Live, which is the boot camp that we were doing here, for the last 16 weeks, the Coded Live Riyadh boot camp, right? So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what this boot camp is, it's a 16-week boot camp, 5 days a week, and 8 hours a day. It's very intensive. I know what you're thinking. You might think that that's a lot of time, but the interesting thing is, I know that a lot of the students even stayed longer than that to code, especially during the project phase. And I hope you guys are going to see that today when you're looking at their projects. The reason that this is as intense as we make it is because we make a promise when we say that we're going to make them amazing job-ready developers. And of course, to get them recruited, because that's the whole point of this. The objective of this bootcamp was to create a new generation of coders in Saudi and to make sure that they enter the workforce ready and showing off the amazing talents that they've been learning for the last 16 weeks. Now, these students these students are the top from over 700 students that applied to this bootcamp. And today you're going to be seeing the results of their hard work. If you have any opportunities for them, please reach out to us and let us collaborate to get these students the best opportunities possible. For those of you who missed out on this opportunity of joining, this bootcamp, don't worry about it. We currently have admissions open for the next Coded Live bootcamp, which is for KSA as a whole and Bahrain. We're taking a larger amount of students this time, and we're also going to be providing the students with a chance to pay for their bootcamp fees months after their graduation once they've gotten a job in installments. So now that you've known now that you know how intensive and time-consuming this bootcamp is, let me tell you what they've been spending their time learning over the last 16 weeks. All right. So this is just a little brief for you. And the bootcamp is kind of split into phases. So the first phase of the bootcamp is the foundations phase, which is about 2 weeks. During this phase, they learn the essentials, right? The command line, Git, data structures and algorithms, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap basics, as well as learning Python. Now, the reason they learn Python here is because their next phase is the Django phase, right? And during the Django phase, well, of course, they learn Django, which is a Python full stack framework. And during this time, we focus mainly on backend development. And what they learn how to do is they learn how to create websites as well as RESTful APIs using Django, of course. And at the end of this phase, they all built a event booking platform along with a RESTful API. Of course, they had other smaller projects along the way, but what we're going to highlight for you is just the main ones. And if you'd like to know about those other little projects that they built along the way, just go ahead and interview them. After they finished the Django phase, they jumped into the React phase, which starts off with them learning JavaScript. React is a front-end library to create dynamic web apps. After they finished learning React, they built a Slack clone. So for those of you who don't know what Slack is, it's pretty much a chatting application with some cool features like, rooms and sending different sorts of messages. All right. Anyways, after they finished learning React, they jumped into React Native, which is front-end mobile development, right? After they finished learning React Native, which is used for building cross-platform mobile apps, they built a coffee ordering app. And after they've learned everything they've needed, this is where things got pretty interesting, and they jumped into something called the multi-platform project phase. And this is pretty much where they bring all the knowledge that they've been learning over the weeks prior, right? So they build a RESTful API using Django. They build the web app using React, and they build the mobile app for both Android and iOS using React Native. And of course, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, a little lost in my words, but they built a complete e-commerce platform implementing all of these stages within just 2 weeks. So I think this shows pretty much how awesome our students are. So moving on, what you guys are going to be seeing today is their final project. All right. And before you guys see what their final project is going to be, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to kind of explain to you guys how the flow is going to be, right? So essentially what they did for their final project is they chose a problem and they solved it using the skills that they learned in the bootcamp. I'm not going to, speak more on the matter. I'll let them show and tell you. Because we believe in the growth of our graduates coming from the feedback that they've received directly, from the marketing companies, like many who are joining us tonight. We've invited a few esteemed panelists to offer feedback on each team's capstone projects, right? So we have Mr. Mazen Al-Tukhais, which is the Technical Innovations Manager from Munjat. We have Mr. Tariq Al-Umarini, very sorry if I mispronounced your name, not so good with names, which is the CEO of Hudhud AI. We have Mr. Umar Rada, which is the Senior Software Engineer at RealBlocks, as well as Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim, the CTO of Penny. So again, I'd like to thank all the companies on the panel that are supporting us. I'd also like to thank all the companies supporting us and watching us, such as Fiqa, SDC, and other companies. Unfortunately, I can't list all of them. We don't have enough time for that. But again, I'd like to thank everyone showing up and showing the support for the Saudi youth and being here. Before we get started with the demos, I'd like to remind you that our alumni website, forgot about the slide, my bad. So yes, these are going to be our panelists. You're going to be seeing them in just a few minutes, right after our first demo. So the way that this is going to work is at the end of each demo, our panelists are going to get a chance to ask them a question or two regarding the project that they're demoing. And they're going to do this for every single project that our students demo. So again, thank you to our panelists and thank you to the companies. Just as a reminder, before we get started, we're going to have our alumni website at the end. So just keep in mind which graduates you're interested in. So, you have their names written down. At the end, you see the alumni website. Go ahead, check it out, send us a message, get in touch, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. So without further ado, let's get started with the first team, which is Team Pinpoint. So Team Pinpoint, go ahead, unmute, turn on your cameras, share your screen, and get started whenever you're ready.
Can you stop sharing, please? Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Team Pinpoint. Let me introduce you to the team first. We are Ali Adbiyan, Hiba Filimban, and I am Mohammed Zaid. I think almost everyone in Saudi Arabia have received a message similar to this one, where it says, expect a shipment to be delivered to you, but in a very long period of time. For example, here it says from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and you have to be home for the whole time to receive your shipment. And that is, to me, at least awful. So this problem does not affect only the customers. It affects everyone in this process, starting from the drivers to the customers and businesses. For the drivers, they have to do the arrangements and planning themselves. And when we ask the drivers in an X company, they said that takes them 2 to 3 hours to do the arrangement and planning before delivering the packages. And they don't have the right tools. They use mainly WhatsApp. And most of them, they have language barriers with the customers because they don't share the same language. For the customers, they have to wait for a long time because they have to be home when the drivers arrive. For the businesses, because of all that mess, that slows the process of delivering shipments. What we built is a system that is consistent and efficient and has separation of concerns, where everyone plays their role without interfering with each other. So Pinpoint is a software as a service that aims to make planning and delivering shipments more efficient for the drivers and customers. What does that mean? That means we're not a shipping company. We don't ship things. We help the shipping companies to organize their shipping process to make it more smoother and faster. Why do you need Pinpoint now? Because the Saudization is going to hit the delivering market. And when that happens, we expect a decrease in the number of drivers. And because the e-commerce is growing so fast, we expect an increase in the number of shipments. And we need to solve the problem of delayed shipments. When we asked the same drivers, how long does it take them to deliver shipments? They answered, it takes us 7 to 8 minutes to deliver 15 shipments only. Our target market, as I said, we're not a shipping company. So we are targeting the shipping companies mainly. And we are targeting every business that deals with delivery to help them to organize their delivering process. Let us show you our system. But before we start, our system had 3 main parts: the admin dashboard, and I'm going to show you that. And Ali is going to walk you through the customer experience, and Hiba is going to cover the driver's app. Here's the admin's dashboard. I can see the list of all shipments here, but let me walk you through the whole process. Let me enter a tracking number and the customer name and the phone number. When I hit save, it's gonna send an SMS message, has a link to the customer with a link to enter their information and their preferred time of delivery. I can see now that the shipment is waiting for user info. That means we cannot schedule this for delivery. When we receive the information, it's going to change to pending. That means we can now send it to delivery. And we can do that through the Create Journey page. In the Create Journey page, we can see all pending shipments, and they are here scheduled for delivery at 1 p.m. What is the journey? The journey, it's the path that the driver is going to follow in the same order to make sure that the shipments are delivered in the fastest way possible. So we can pick the shipments directly from the schedule, or from the table here, or we can pick them from the app, which is easier because we can expect the fastest way possible. Let's start from here, then here, and we're gonna go to this one here. We can see that the travel time plus the handling process, which we set here to be 5 minutes, because we're delivering in a time frame of 1 hour, we are trying to keep that in the same time frame. Now let's go here. We have this. This is the closest, and let's go here. When we exceed the limit, it will show us that this is above the limit, and you should remove one of the shipments. Now we are in the target limit. Let's create a shipment. When we create a shipment, we can see the number of the locations of all shipments here, and we can select a driver. When we select a driver, let's say driver 2, assign driver. Now the journey is gonna go to the driver's app, and I can see the availability of the drivers here, and I can see the whole journeys, and I can track them and their progress. And in this page, we can see all shipments in our system in the map, so that we can indicate what are the hotspots, for example, here in Riyadh. Now, Ali is going to walk you through the user experience when they receive the message.
Hello, everyone. So after Muhammad entered my shipment information, I received an SMS message with a link to provide my information. So when I click on the link, I can pin my location. So let's pin my location. The user can pin their location, or they could just zoom in and pick the exact location they want. So let's say I'll pick this location, and you can see that the address has changed. Then I can select the delivery time. Let's say I'll be available tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then a place description. Let's say house number 12. It has a black door, and there is a silver Jeep in front of the house. Submit my request. There is an agreement that the location selected is my location, and the time selected is my preferred time, and I'm expecting my shipment tomorrow within an hour of the selected time. So I agree. Then I'll receive a verification code. So I'll give that to the driver when they arrive tomorrow. Say they could verify my shipment, and now Hiba will go through the driver app.
Hello, everyone. This is Hiba Flimban, and today I'm going to be your driver. Okay. So the way things are happening right now is the warehouses handle 10 to 15 packages a day per driver, and then it's up to the driver to deliver them in any way they think suitable. At this point, the speed at which you get your shipment highly depends on the planning skill and the communication skills of the driver. They need to coordinate 10 to 15 WhatsApp conversation, the language barrier, as Muhammad mentioned. And after they get the locations of the customers, we're talking about 10 to 15 locations, and they need to plan that out. This is the best case scenario if all the customers replied in time, so the driver can actually coordinate that. And if the driver is lucky and he knows the street, he can actually have like a mental map in his head on which location should he go first. But with our system, all I have to do as a driver is just log in. And the journey should be as easy as clicking a start button. As you can see up there, I have a journey. It has 5 packages, and it's in Hattin area, and it's in the range of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. If I click start, it will take me to the first package that I have to deliver. I didn't have to contact any customers or look for the location or decide which package should I go first. And then all I have to do is open location in Google Maps. It will show me the location. I'll start driving. And once I'm there, and I handle the shipment to Ali in this example, I'll hit complete, and it will ask me for a delivery verification code, which is the number that Ali got when he entered his location and preferred time. This is to ensure the security of the package and the package has actually been delivered and not stolen by the driver. Ali, if you can give me the verification code that you got, please.
Yes, of course. It is 4210.
If I click verify, verified, and the status of the package has been changed to delivered. And now all I have to do is click next, and I can see the next package, and I go through the process again. Simple and easy. And for the purpose of this demo, I'm gonna fail all the packages just to show you how the journey ends. You can see up there, there's like a number of packages out of the total number of packages. This is the fourth one. I'll go to the last one. Sorry, Nora. As you can see, an end journey button has appeared when I finished delivering the package. If I click that, it will take me to the profile page and it will show me that the journey has actually ended and the package has been delivered. And it adds that to my daily stats. And it updates the average of the packages. This is just to show so the drivers can track their performance. This was the last step of the Pinpoint system. Going back to Ali, he will tell you more about the technologies that we use to build this awesome system.
For the project architecture and technologies, for the back end, we have used Django with the help of Django REST framework. We have used Twilio to manage the SMS messages sent to the customers. For our front end, for the admin and customer website, we have used React.js. And we have used, for the admin page, we have used a library called Prime React Library to help the admin manage and filter the tables. For the mobile app, we have used React Native, and we have used Redux for all of them. We have used an amazing technology, which is Google Maps JavaScript API to allow the users pick their specific location. We have used distance metrics to create efficient routes for the drivers. For our project management, we have used Miro for a user flow. So we created sketches before developing the system. We have used Trello for our Scrum boards, so we could follow the Agile methodology. For our code management, we have used GitHub, and we have used Discord and Zoom for communication. And now Hiba will go through the future roadmap.
Hello again. As for our future roadmap, even though we've solved the main problem that we wanted to tackle, we think some of these features would make the process even smoother. For example, barcode scanning, where Muhammad doesn't have to enter the shipment information manually. He can just scan a barcode. Live tracking, where again, Muhammad can see the real-time location of the drivers for monitoring, and that can be used in the customer side where they can track their shipment in real time. Journey automation, where we implement some sort of algorithm. So it checks the shortest and the fastest way possible without actually clicking on the shipments manually. SMS location updates, where we have 15-minute alert and 5-minute alerts SMS to the customers. This is to decrease the handling time between the customer and the drivers. Last but not least, we plan to collect the data throughout the process for a couple of months or maybe a year. And with the help of data science, we can actually come up with better zoning and better driver distribution and working hours. With that, we conclude our presentation. كان معكم هبة محمد وعلي from Pinpoint. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed it, and we are ready for your questions.
Thank you, Hiba, and everyone on Team Pinpoint. Thank you, Ali, and thank you, Muhammad. So now, just to move on to our panelists, giving each panelist a chance to ask a question or two. We'll start with Mr. Mazen. Do you have any questions for the team?
يعطيكم العافية فيرامي. I would like to speak in Arabic.
راحتك.
يعطيكم العافية على المشروع جميل صراحة، والمشكلة هذه كلنا نعاني منها الصراحة. لكن عندي كم سؤال، أنا ما أدري كم الوقت اللي عندنا نسأل فيها.
About 2.5 minutes total.
طيب الريفنيو ستريم وش هل بيكون على الترانزاكشن ولا بيكون يعني في كونتراكت مع الشركات؟ كيف البلان عندكم للريفنيو ستريم؟
For what? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
الريفنيو ستريم البلان حقكم للريفنيو ستريم هل بيكون باي ترانزاكشن او بيكون يعني كونتراكت مع الشركات نفسها؟
والله احنا ما بحثنا كثير في الجانب البزنس، لانه يعني هو لحد الان مشروع تخرج، لكن ممكن نستمر فيه. ففي جانب البزنس اتوقع مبدئيا راح يكون اللي مشغل للشركات هذه بعقود مثلا تتجدد سنويا كفكره مبدئيه للريفنيو.
ممتاز. طيب الثانية اللوكيشن نفسه، هل فكرت انه يكون في سيف للوكيشن؟ يعني بدل ما انا كل مرة احط اللوكيشن او الانفورميشن حقت الكاستمر نفسه تكون خلاص اوريدي سيت، بس انا احط كونفرميشن عليها.
المشكلة هنا انه الكاستمر ما عندنا معلومات السابقة بالضبط، لأن بعضهم ممكن يطلب شحنة ويكتب مثلا الرياض بشكل عام، فما نعرف فين بالضبط في الرياض، فنعطيهم الفرصة انه كل واحد يدخل على جوجل مابس ويحدد اللوكيشن بالضبط عشان نقدر نستخدمها في جوجل مابس لاحقا.
بس بيكون عندكم ديتا تقدرون بعد المرة الأولى بعدها خلاص تقدرون تدخلونها. السؤال الآخر اللي هو الاوبتمايزيشن للدرايفرز، يعني هل هم يروح نفس الدرايفر يروح نفس المناطق اللي حوله للشيبمنتس اللي في المنطقة نفسها، أو إنها تكون مختلفة متوزعة؟
For now, we have the zones that كده بالأحياء مقسمة. Maybe in the future, like if we have enough data, we can actually make that more efficient depending on the route, not specific to one area. يعني إذا الطريق أقصر من إنه مثلا بين حيين يصير خلاص يعني يقدر يروح من الحي ده للحي ده، ما هو مربوط في الحي اللي هو he's assigned to.
ممتاز جدا. حتى بإمكانكم تسوون اوبتمايزيشن يكون على طول اساين للدرايفر على طول، ما يحتاج إنه يكون مانيوال يدخل.
Yes, we'll keep that in mind for production phase maybe. Thank you.
يعطيكم العافية، مشروع جميل وموفقين إن شاء الله. ويعني وهذه فعلا بين بوينت عند الجميع أتوقع، خصوصا عندنا في السعودية. يعني وقت الحظر كان هذا كانت مصيبة يعني.
الله يعافيك.
يعطيكم العافية
شكرا
وموفقين إن شاء
الله
الله.
يعافيك.
شكرا
الله
لك.
يعافيك.
Thank you, Mr. Mazen. Now we'll give a chance to Mr. Umar to ask a few questions.
يعطيكم العافية هبة، محمد علي. الشغل كثير حلو، كثير انبسطت بالبرزنتيشن تبعتكم. أول شيء بدي أقول إنه البيتش تاعتكم يعني عن جد was pitch perfect. إنه محمد كثير حبيت identifying إنه what you are what you are not من ناحية البرودكت، يعني كان كثير واضح. التايمينج سلايد importance of إنه why the solution is important now with the rising shipment numbers, the significance of Saudization. عن جد it emphasized the purpose behind the solution وأعطاه معنى كثير حلو. وكثير كمان حبيت ال identification of the user personas للسيستم بين ال customer, ال driver, ال business، إيش ال value propositions لكل واحد منهم. ال illustrations كثير حلوين اللي حطيتوهم بالpitch deck. وكتير حبيت الداشبورد الانتري على الداشبورد. كنت بدي اسال انه كيف كنتوا you're handling الستاتس تبعت الاوردر as it's going through the different states، انه هو ببلش I'm assuming مثلا pending and then it gets updated into another status. يا ريت انه اذا بتقدروا تحكوا شوي عن هذا الموضوع.
اول شيء شكرا لكلامك الحلو، الله يعطيك الف عافيه، والله اختلتنا بكلامك. ولكن في مساله الموضوع الستاتس، احنا عندنا في الستاتس we kept it as a model to make it more dynamic، وهي attribute foreign key مع الموديل هذا. For now we have 5 status starting from the waiting for user info. When we create the status, this is the default. When we receive the info, it's going to change to pending, and when we assign it to a journey or a path, it's going to change to out for delivery, and it has 2 options to be delivered or failed delivery.
حلو كتير. لما الستاتس gets updated انتوا عم تعملوا update على الداتابيس ولا is it a new insert؟
No, it's a update on the database.
حلو. هذا موضوع بدي انبهكم عليه especially if you want to take this to production. Especially لما نتعامل مع order statuses و transaction statuses وهيك شغلات. دائما بدك تقدر تجاوب انه قديش مثلا مر وقت between when the order was placed and the order changed status. قديش كانت the time difference?
Yes, we kept that in mind. عندنا في update value whenever there is an update on the objects itself, it's updated. So we keep track of the updates and we have a track of the failed deliveries. لأن حاليا في الشركات في السوق العامل حاليا أن الشركات إذا في 3 failed deliveries they ship it back to the sender, the original sender, and يعني بيغطوا التكلفة هم original sender. فهذا we kept it in mind. بس ممكن فعلا كلامك إنه to make it more يعني efficient صراحة. ممكن لو أخذناها على البرودكشن نغير إلى أنها تكون when we update it we dump this one, we don't dump, but actually we keep it as deactivated and activate a new one.
100%. I highly recommend if you want to check out في design pattern اسمه state machine. State machine design pattern it handles بالضبط الكيس اللي انت عم تشرح عنه اللي هو ال order management as it change statuses. إذا كان ال order for example delivered, you can't cancel a delivered order صح؟
Yeah.
و it represents هذا الشيء بطريقة كتير حلوة. كمان سؤال كنت أسأله كيف لقيتوا ال reliability of Twilio؟
we faced a problem لأني أنا اشتغلت عليها مع الشباب وكنا نتشكى فترة طويلة. عندنا مشكلة في السعودية وزارة الاتصالات شكرا لها يعني والله أنا أشكرها فعلا لأنها فعلا حمتنا من رسائل مزعجة. لازم عشان تستقبل رسائل من مرسل ثاني من مصدر دعائي لازم يكون عندك سجل تجاري مسجل وترسل خطاب رسمي وكذا. فواجهنا المشكله هذه اضطرينا في الاخير ان نستخدم تويلو مع امريكان نمبرز. فهذا كان الحل المؤقت. ممكن اذا طلعنا على البرودكشن ليفل ممكن اكيد نطلع لنا سجل تجاري لكن بالنسبه للصعوبه لا كانت يعني ستريت فورورد صراحه.
لا الانتجريشن معهم حلوه بس انا معاك. نحن بالاردن برضه واجهنا مشكله مع الدليفري ريتس بتاع تويليو. ما دام اذا في حدا ريبريزنتيف من اس على المكالمه نحن السوليوشن عندنا كان انه دايركت انتجريشن مع الاتصالات. الريلايبيليتي كتير اعلى. فmaybe that's something you can get out of it. انا عندي كتير كمان كومنتس ايجابيه يعني على اللي عملتوه بس انا كتير مبسوط وانا متاكد اني طلعت عن وقتي. بس شكرا كتير محمد وهبه وعلي. كتير
شكرا لك.
شكرا لك.
يعطيك العافيه. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. Thank you so much. Moving on to our next panelist, Mr. Mohammed from Penny.
السلام عليكم. أهلا وسهلا. أولا يعطيكم العافية. Thank you محمد هبة وعلي كان طرفكم الثالث صح؟ ما شاء الله. Well done. صراحة the most catchy thing that I could see and compliment beside what Omar mentioned is first what you did on picking up the killers, the branding, and how that actually also reflects all the way. And it is actually very consistent from the pitch deck that you designed all the way to every single button and every single screen on the application. The UI itself is very simple, user intuitive. You really want to congratulate you for the selections and for making it very, very neat and concise. All right, so in terms of my questions, first of all, it's more of a clarification, not a question, which is I didn't see any mention for the database. So what kind of database systems you as a team are using for your infrastructure support?
For now, we're using light SQL just for the purpose of the demo. Maybe if we move to production level, maybe we can use Postgres.
Okay, good. And I also noticed that you're demoing from local host, most of you. How is that actually echoing to the others? Are you actually in the same room or what right now?
Oh, no, not really. But we actually copied all the data. So everyone has the same data, but on this different server until we deploy.
All right, good. Maybe as part of just a learning exercise, and this is also for coded to take into consideration, it's just like push the application online. Right now, it becomes very, very simple, very straightforward process. Once you have it on GitHub, just identify the GitHub branch, click push, especially if you want to use Google Cloud. I mean, it would make the process very, very streamlined. I think every developer should actually practice and master the development from all the way, like from a code to actually making the application up and running. So that's a recommendation. My suggestions right now on improving the application. First suggestion is from a business perspective. Let's face this. I mean, what you presented is very good. I mean, it completes the cycle from end to end, but it is oversimplification. We actually appreciate that for the purpose of the demonstration, what we are doing today. But what we need to address next is how we can actually put this solution into practice. The way I suggest this to be done, first, you actually work, improve your API connections, because as you're actually going to integrate with the different shipping and delivery companies, I mean, you're actually a mediator, a layer in between shipment companies like Aramex, DHL, etc., and they all have systems in place, right? But you should also be a mediator between these shipment companies and delivery companies. Like we can name a few of them, like Kareem, Marsool, and etc. If you actually master this, I mean, this focus mostly on this layer of integration, I think, I mean, the business idea, it would be really, it would have like a killer path to success and profitability, I believe, right? On the roadmap of development, I suggest that also you consider rescheduling, right? So what if I actually give you a certain time and then I decide actually I want to reschedule that? What impact would that do on my delivery shipment, as well as on the delivery schedule, the drivers? I mean, it all has to be synced all together. So, because this is actually the real pain. Identifying the location at the initial time, it's okay, but the real pain comes when the rescheduling, like when I'm actually identified a certain location, but then I actually got stuck in the traffic, or I'm actually at work, something like that. I think this needs to be addressed. Other than this, this is a real pain that we're facing, that we don't have addressing system in Saudi Arabia, or a robust addressing system that is actually identified. You're actually targeting solving a business opportunity that has a larger scale and growth path. So congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the comments and suggestions. We'll keep them in mind.
Awesome stuff. Again, thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Moving on to our next panelist. I know, Mr. Tariq, you joined in a little late, but do you have a question for our team?
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. True, I just joined maybe 10 minutes ago. I don't have any questions. I wish them all good luck. It seems from what the other panelists said, they are doing great. So good luck, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tariq. All right, so moving on to our next demo. Just a second. All right. So again, thank you so much, Team Pinpoint. Moving on to our next team, Team Famunity. So Hind and Mariam, go ahead whenever you're ready. Jump on, get started, and yeah.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. يسعد مساء الجميع. This is Hind Al-Qahtani with my teammate Mariam. We will represent our fashion mobile app. I would like to start with the naming story. Since our application is dedicated for fashion community, we pick a name that is combination of that two names, which is Famunity. Mariam will tell you more about it.
Hello, this is Mariam. I will talk about the problem that many people face, and I actually face too, which is knowing current fashion and how to choose a good outfit. It's really time consuming and difficult to choose a good outfit for any event, such as going out with friends, interview, having some guests, or even while shopping and buying new clothes. It takes a lot of time and thinking. On the other hand, I have a friend who is interested in fashion. She always looks amazing and pretty. She has the desire to show people her daily outfit, and also she loves giving people advices on fashion. But unfortunately, she doesn't always find a chance or a place to show people her fashion sense. So mainly we have two problems. The first one, which is the people who have difficulties to choose a good outfit. And the second problem for people who want to show their fashion sense. So my team and I have created an application called Famunity that will help to solve these two problems, and Hind will show you our application.
All right. Since we mentioned our application is for fashion lover, what you can do is sign in with your username. All right. And now you can see different people, styles and outfits. If you like one, you can click on that photo for more details.
As you can see, you can find more photos here. Also, you can see items bar down here. You can choose any piece of the outfit, for example, the skirt. You can see the brand and the price of the skirt. Also, you can like the photo, and you can see a list of people who like this photo. I can go to comment section and see all comments. Also, I can add a nice comment. If I like the style of this person, I can visit their profile to see all of their posts. I can also follow and unfollow them to see their posts and updated here in my world, which is a page that I can see all of the people I'm following and their posts.
On the other hand, if you want to show the world how great you look today, you can easily share your post by adding your photos. You can add one. You can add one more. Okay. You can, if you want to tell your followers more about your outfit, you can tell them about the brand, for example, and tell them about the price. You can add more photos, of course. Post. Now your post is published. Here's your post. And last but not least, there's top liked photos of the week. You can see them all. And yeah, that's some of all the main features of our app. Hope you liked it. Mariam will talk about the tech stack. Thank you.
So the technologies that we have used to develop our application. For the backend, we have used Django to create RESTful APIs. And for front end, we have used React Native, which is the JavaScript mobile development framework. In React Native, we have used Redux to store and manage data. And also we used Native Base for components and designing. Also for extra designing, we have used Pixelmator, which is a graphic editor developed for Mac OS.
For the project management, since we are a team, we used the Trello board to create our Scrum board. We use GitHub services to provide us a control over our code. Some of the tasks we did pair programming.
Okay, in future work, we are planning to add more features based on user feedback. We also want to make our app able so that can user buy from the app. Also personalize the content represented to each user interest. Ability to add filters on photos. Also have direct message and notifications, and make our app able to store large amounts of data. Thank you for listening, and we are ready for your questions.
All right, so thank you, Team Famunity. Now we'll give the panelists a chance to talk and ask some questions. So let's start with Mr. Umar. Go ahead, Mr. Umar, if you have any questions.
Yeah, sure. أول إشي هند ومريم يعطيكم العافية. الابلكيشن كتير حلو. البروبلم اللي عم تحلوها كتير واضحة، وخطر على بالي إنه واحدة من الشغلات اللي ما شفتها at a large scale بالمينا اللي هي الأفيليت ماركتينج. إنه أنتوا عم تعرضوا قطع من some of the top brands. It seems like the obvious call to action to the customer is إنه I want to click على هاي القطعة and I want to see where I can buy it. وpotentially الانفلونسر اللي عم تعرض هاي القطعة might make a commission على هذا السيل. It's interesting إنه هذا الأفيليت ماركتينج channel لسه يعني it hasn't been matured يعني كتير بالريجن. فكنت حابب هيك بس أعرف إيش رأيكم عن هذا الموضوع.
اوكي، انا كشخص بفضل انه يكون ابلكيشن كذا لانه بيختصر علي الوقت كثير. I would like the idea to be real.
وكمان شغلة كتير حبيتها اختيار النيتيف بيس. I think that's a great choice. يعني دائما نحن بدنا cut the time to market و choose the tools that will get us in front of the users as fast as possible without taking too much time in development and then iterating based on their feedback. I think native base is a great way to get there. كتير حلو المشروع والبراندنج حلو والنيمينج برضو مفهوم الكونسبت تبعه. yeah, I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. Going on next to Mr. Muhammad. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sure. First of all, thank you, Hind and Mariam. يعطيكم العافية صراحة. I like the application flow overall, and I love the way you're actually placing the components and distributing it, putting, for example, a larger space for the image, also the action that is supposed to be taken on the app at the bottom side where users can actually quickly click and select. So well done on whole UX experience of the application. Right. I have one technical question for you, and then I will give also some suggestions of improving your application and on the overall story in general. So the first question is, did you face any issue with image upload, different sizes, different resolutions? How did you actually solve this in this current release of the product, right? Because people, they usually use different cameras, different sizes of the screens when you actually capture the camera and display them. So this is the first question. And how do you basically plan to address this issue in the future?
Well, for the quality, it was we decided to handle it in the future. We were having issue of uploading the image to the server, and yeah, as I told you, the limit of the photo and the quality, we will consider it in the future.
And also, as you can see, قبل لا نختار الصورة يجي لليوزر إنه هو يقدر يختار جزء منها، يقدر يقصها على أنها شكل مربع. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. This is the comment I want to give you. I mean, there are currently plenty of tools. Right now, if you use Instagram, you can actually easily upload your photo in a full scale, right? Without actually having to crop. And Instagram will actually do what it will do in the back end. It will actually resize your photo to match your screen. You can still zoom in. You can still, with 2 fingers panning, you can view the image in large scale. So this is one thing. Suggestions for improvement could be 2. First of all, your application works good. You should have also a plan to localize the application on how to actually address local market demands. For example, like I'm going for a certain occasion, please help me find and sort the fashions towards my specific occasion. This is what you actually presented initially in the pitch deck, but I didn't see that in the real application. So I think the problem is still there. It's not yet addressed. There is also available tools that I want to bring your attention to is the ability to identify. There are services, backend services that you can integrate with that will identify all the objects in the image. So if you basically, all what you need to do is just send the image to the service, what it will do it in the back end, it will identify that this is a shoes, this is a band, and this band is coming from this brand. It will try to take a guess, and then the user can, with more refinement, the user can actually do less entry in the product itself. But overall, I like what you're doing. I think there is a huge market need for this. So keep on improving it and develop a backlog of product plan to improve it further. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Going on next to Mr. Tariq, do you have any questions for our team?
نعم، يعطيكم العافية هند ومريم، ما قصرتوا. أول شيء ترى أنا ما أفهم في الموضة ف يعني كل الملاحظات خذوها على قولتهم مع يعني with grain of salt. أول شيء فكرة ممتازة ومشروع رائع، بالذات إنه يعني من females to females، فأنتم يعني المفروض أكثر الناس يعني معرفة في الدومين هذا. فهذه نقطة جدا تعطي يعني advantage، سهولة الوصول للسيجمنت، understanding السيجمنت بشكل يعني قوي. هذا يساعد على يعني addressing الفيتشرز المهمة بالنسبة للسيجمنت. أنتم ذكرتوا في البداية في مشكلتين. المشكلة الأولى إن الواحدة ما تعرف يعني وش الآن في الموضة أو كيف تختار التنسيق معين، ومشكلة أو خلينا نقول الجانب الآخر إنه فيه يعني passionate يعني users أو part of the community حابين إنهم يعني يساعدون الناس في اختيار يعني الكولكشنز المناسبة. في الابلكيشن ما اتضح لي كيف الجانب الثاني قاعد يعني يستفيد من الابلكيشن. انا واضح لي بس ان ممكن I can post my يعني my items، بس هل كان في جزئيه انا ما انتبهت لها في قضيه can I get advice from someone else؟ هل في الابلكيشن في شيء زي كذا اليوم؟
حاليا احنا في بس الكومنت، اليوزر يقدر انه يترك كومنت، ومثل ما قلنا في الفيوتشر ورك انه احنا ان شاء الله ناويين انه يكون في دايركت مسج، انه ممكن الشخص نفسه اذا انا عاجبني تصميم شخص او ابغى اخذ راي شخص ثاني، فاني ممكن اتواصل مع هذا الشخص واخذ رايه يعني.
تمام. اوكي. فالفكره انه عن طريق الكومنتس حاليا، عن طريق الدايركت مسجز، انا اقترح اذا كانت هذه بالفعل فاليو تشوفون انتم مهمه، انه لا يكون لها يو اي مستقل، او تكون يعني امبيدد في الابلكيشن بشكل واضح، ان انا ممكن مباشره اعبي، امشي على وزرد معين، مثلا احط عمري، طولي، الى اخره، او اهتماماتي، ويلا ابغى ناس يعني يعطوني اراء، اما يسوون تنسيق او whatever. يعني زي ما قلت لكم ترى ما افهم في المجال، فيعني اختاروا مصطلحات مناسبه. بس الفكره ان اني انا اعطي معلومات بسيطه عني، ويجيني كونسلتنت او ادفايزر يجيب لي اقتراحات. هذه اذا كنتوا تشوفونها فاليو زي ما بديتوا فيها البرزنتيشن مهمه، فلازم تكون واضحه جدا في الابلكيشن. انا ما اشوفها واضحه، قد تكون ممكن فيز مستقبليه، بس هذه نقطه اشوف مهمه جدا تكون واضحه بالنسبه لكم من البدايه. طيب النقطه الثانيه برضو في البزنس موديل، بعد شوي بنخش في الاشياء التكنيكال بخصوص المحتوى. يعني زي انستغرام، ابرز في يعني اكثر شيء خلى انستغرام ينتشر في البدايه انه في محتوى ممتع، صور جميله الواحد يحب يشوفها ويحب يشاركها. في المحتوى تحدي كبير، اذا ما كان في محتوى كويس ما راح يجي يوزرز. فكيف في بالكم تجيبون محتوى يكون شكله جميل ويسمح للناس العاديين انهم يرفعون صور جيده، او يعني يحصلون ريسورسز انهم يجيبون منها صور قابله انها ترفع وتشارك في الابلكيشن؟ هل فكرتوا في اي سولوشن للمشكله هذه؟
من ناحيه اوكي، من ناحيه المحتوى، فانه احنا اللي يميز عندنا ان مثلا الصوره اقدر اشوف فيها مثلا كل قطعه ملابس والبراند حقها والسعر حقها، فهذا يعني بحد ذاته مره ادفانتج. اما الناس انه مثلا يكون احنا ريسورس او شيء زي كذا، فانه ممكن بنخلي ان حتى انا وهند تناقشنا عن هذا الموضوع، ان نخلي فيه كاتيجوريز على كل واحد. مثلا انا مثلا اكيد ابغى ستايل محجبات، فبنخلي في كاتيجوريز كل واحد يختار منه، والناس العادية يعني الأغلب الناس اللي مثلا ما تعرف الفاشن تيجي وتشوف هي بنفسها تختار الأشياء اللي تعجبها على حسب هذه الكاتيجوريز.
حاليا اليوم ما في كاتيجوريز؟
لا حاليا ما في، بس حاطينها يعني.
تمام.
تمام.
Our application يعني for educational purpose, so we consider that, but we maybe didn't implement it well. بس لو مثلا بفكر فيها من ناحية business، بيكون عندي ممكن مساحة للإعلان، ممكن آخذ مشاهير بالسوشيال ميديا، أعطيهم مساحة في الابليكيشن، وساعتها الفولورز راح يتبعون خطوهم. ممكن.
طيب جميل. بروح أشياء تكنيكال الآن. الابليكيشن هل هو طبعا موبايل اب صح؟
Yes, true.
المفروض انه على طبعا رياكت نيتف شغال على اندرويد واي او اس. تمام. طيب how do you handle the offline state of the application؟
احنا ما سوينا اونلاين ستاتس في الابليكيشن حاليا.
فيعني الابليكيشن يشتغل اوفلاين، وش السيرفيس اللي يحتاجها الابليكيشن from the internet يعني through the internet، ولا كل شيء يكون تيرد في الابليكيشن ما في شيء يعني اللوجين هذه اكيد انها it needs to hit the server صح؟
Yes.
فوش الفيتشر اللي بيخسرها اليوزر إذا كان disconnected؟
إذا كان disconnected حاليا مثل ما قلت هو بس online
Yes.
فلازم إنه يكون online.
Yeah, right now it's online. So
لا
he can use the application if it's online.
عفوا مرة ثانية.
لكن بعدين إن شاء الله بنخلي إنه إذا اللوجد إن يوزر يقدر يشوف اللي هو آخر مرة دخل فيها على الابليكيشن، يقدر يشوف بس الابديتس الأخير من الصور الناس اللي هو يسوي لها فولو أو الإكسبلور أو التوب لايكد بوست.
طيب حلو. هل في لوكال ستورج في الابليكيشن؟
للأسف كنا أيوه.
There is backend that provide the front end with the data. So if he loses the connection, he will lose everything.
تمام.
Maybe we'll consider storage in the future.
تمام. لأن لوكال ستورج مهم طبعا على حسب نوع الابليكيشن. بعض الابليكيشنز نقدر نتأكد تقريبا 100% إن ما راح يستخدم إلا كاستمر عنده إنترنت، لكن you need to keep in mind the experience when the customer is disconnected. فرض أنك في طيارة أو lost السيجنال، ف you still need to handle the experience. مثلا تعرض لصفحة يعني خاصة أو يعني فيل يعني سموثلي بشكل يعني ما يصير في bad experience، يطلع لي error message ولا شيء يعني not much appreciated by الكاستمر. طيب المودريتور اللي تقول لي إذا خلص الوقت في عندي سؤالين. هل في أي أناليتكس في الابليكيشن اليوم، أو بمعنى هل في تستخدمون سيرفيس أو داتابيس معينة لكيبينج تراك اوف الايفنتس اللي قاعد تصير في الكاستمر؟ الصورة هذه كم مرة واحد شاف اليوزر، وش الاكشنز اللي سواها من يوم ما دخل الابليكيشن لين تقفل؟ هل في اناليتكس؟ استخدمت حاجة سيرفيس؟
There is no analytics, but we will.
تمام.
Yeah, we will set up Google Analytics.
طيب جوجل اناليتكس ممتاز. التستنج كيف كنتوا تسوونه يا مريم؟ ابلكيشن هل هو مانولي كل مره تسوون سيموليتر، ولا هل كان في اي تول استخدمتوا تساعدكم في التستنج؟
في التستنج في الباك اند كنا نستخدم بوستمان.
جميل.
واما في الفرونت اند فكنا كل مره نجرب فيتشرز، يعني نحطها نجربها ونشوف التيرمينال كيف ترجع بعد الداتا وكذا.
جميل ممتاز. طبعا في تولز يعني تساعد بشكل كبير في التستنج بالذات للموبايل ابلكيشن، لانه مش سهل جدا التستنج، لازم كل مره السيموليتر يشتغل ففي تولز تكتبوا التست كيس، تعطيه السيناريو ويمشي على السيناريو كامل، يسوي لوجين، يضغط بتنز، يقفل الابلكيشن، يفتح الابلكيشن الى اخره. فهي تختصر الوقت بشكل كبير جدا. في عده تولز تقدم الشيء هذا. يعطيكم العافيه هند ومريم، ما قصرتوا، شغل رائع وفالكم التوفيق ان شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. شكرا.
Thank you, Mr. Tariq. Moving on to our panelist, Mr. Mazen. Do you have any questions for our team?
يعطيكم العافيه هند ومريم، صراحه مشروع جميل. في عندنا كم نقطه. يعني انتم عندكم الصعوبه راح يكون في اللي هو الاكوايرنج على اليوزرز. هل يعني كيف تخلون اليوزر يدخلون الصور هذه؟ فممكن عندي كم اقتراح، مثلا تخلونها يكون فيها جيميفيكيشن، انه يكون فيها ريتنج لهم، يكون فيها تصويت، الاشياء هذه، بحيث ان اصلا الناس تبدا تدخل الصور عشان يزيد عدد اليوزر. بالاضافه عندنا اللي هو الانفلونسرز، ممكن يكون هم كاتيجوري ثالث من التارجت كاستمرز عندكم. من اللي اشوفه في مثلا في سناب شات او انستغرام، دائما يسوون اعلاناتهم ويرجعون يحطون كل محل وين منين شروه او بكم شروه. فهذا قد يكون انه لو يكون في مثلا في شيربل لينك، يعني يكون الانفلونسر لما يسوي اعلان الى اللبس او الى شيء، يكون في رابط يضغط عليه اليوزر ويدخل على طول على التطبيق عندكم، بحيث انه يكون في كامل تفاصيل اللبس او كامل تفاصيل الاشياء اللي اعلن عنها. اللي مو واضح لي اللي هو الريفنيو ستريم، وش البلان عندكم؟ وين يعني وين بيكون المدخول المالي للمشروع؟
Well, we did not consider that much. As I thought, this is for educational purpose.
ان شاء الله مشروعكم جاهز ترى يطلع يعني، بس تحسينات بسيطه يكون في السوق يعني.
إن شاء الله we will consider that إن شاء الله for the future. Why not?
ممتاز، يعطيكم العافيه. الصراحه انا هذه النقاط بس يعني يمكن تحسينات عليها، اللي هو الاكوايرنج لليوزر، اللي الجيميفيكيشن يكون في شيء محفز لهم، بالاضافه انه فوكس على الانفلونسرز، انهم يعني ان يكون فيه رابط لهم يدخل للتطبيق، وعلى طول يصير المستخدمين يشوفون جميع التفاصيل فيها. والريفنيو ستريم تفكرون فيه يعني على الاقل يعني قبل يعني اول ما تبدون المشروع يكون برودكشن، تفكرون فيه كيف بيكون مدخول؟ هل هو اعلانات؟ هل هو راح يكون مثلا نسبه مع نسبه بين الانفلونسرز ومعكم، او يكون مع مع نفس المحلات نفسها؟
أنا أعتقد إن الإعلانات تحقق نسبة كبيرة في أي موقع للتواصل الاجتماعي، فلو أضفنا هذه النقطة بتكون هي يعني محصلة للأرباح.
يعطيكم العافية جميعا، وشكرا لكم. العرض جميل والبراندنج الصراحة عجبني. يعطيكم العافية.
يعطيك العافية، شكرا.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, team Famunity. Now we're going to move on to our next team, which is team Fast Checkout. So team Fast Checkout, go ahead and get started whenever you are ready. It's your turn.
Hamza, if you allow me to share my camera, that would be nice.
Sure, of course. Just 1 second, please.
Sure.
I think you should be able to now.
Okay, yes, I can now. Thank you.
Okay. Hey everyone, we are Fast Checkout team. رغد الرشيد, غدير العنزي, and Ali Jewish. Okay. Have you ever been to a supermarket and there's a guy in front of you who has a full trolley, and you only wanted to grab like an item or two, but you had to wait from 10 to 15 minutes till he actually checkouts? Well, let me give you another example. Imagine if I want to buy a bottle of water from this supermarket right here. How long would it take me till I check out? 30 minutes at least? Well, I believe it's gonna be more. So, based on researches, more than 60% of people had abandoned a queue at least once in their life. That's such a huge number to deal with, and that's definitely a waste. Due to COVID-19, social distance became a must to avoid crowded places. So now queues are like 10 times more bigger. Okay, what if supermarkets provide a self-checkout system? Well, that sounds as an amazing idea. But this amazing idea has a few disadvantages. Well, for the supermarket, these kind of devices right here are gonna be costly, and it has to have its own daily maintenance. And for the customer, I believe it's gonna have like 3 main disadvantages. First, these kind of devices are not very common here. Like, for me, I've never seen it here in Saudi. Second disadvantage is customers have to learn how to interact with these devices. Well, if most of my customers still do not know how to interact with these devices, that's gonna lead me to the third disadvantage, which is we're creating another queue. Queues. So far, we're not solving the main problem. What if we can come up with another solution that is less expensive, customers know how to interact with it, and does not create another queue? Okay. Several days later, we came up with the Fast Checkout app. Well, what is Fast Checkout app? Our app is definitely for you. If you are in a supermarket and you are in a hurry and you just want to grab like a few items and leave as soon as possible, well, grab your items, scan them by your phone, pay, and boom, you're good to go. As simple as that. Exactly. Thank you so much for listening to me. And now I'm going to leave you with my teammate, Ali Jewish. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. So today we will demonstrate our application for you. And to do that, we decided to go on the real environment. So here I am at Carrefour and I opened the application, and once I open it, the scan camera will pop up and it will ask me to scan the unique QR code that represents the store. Once the application detects the QR code, it will ask me to confirm if I am in Carrefour or another store. And by pressing yes, another scan camera will pop up and it asks me to scan the product. The process is as simple as take the product and point the camera to the barcode label. The application will detect the product and show its details, like the name, the price, and the image. We can modify the quantity or simply press on Add to Cart. We decided to go even further and test our application on different types of products with different types of barcodes printed on different types of materials like plastic, paper, or even more. And to avoid a human error, even if the barcode is not aligned correctly, the application will detect it and will show you the details about that product. Once you are satisfied as a customer, you can press on the cart icon and it will show a list of items you just added. And by pressing on the checkout, it will show you the total amount you have to pay plus the tax. And by clicking on Go to the Payment, this will take you to the payment gateway, which will handle the payment process. And we decided to provide the end user different types of payment cards like Visa, Meda, MasterCard, or even more. And here I decided to go with the local favorite payment card, which is Meda. And I entered the card number, the validation date, the CVV, and the name on the card. And by pressing pay, the payment gateway will process the payment and captures the amount. Once this process is done, the application will generate a bill which will be used by the store manager to validate the purchases of the customer. And as a customer, I can press on the profile icon, go to orders, and I can see the list of previous orders that I did from different types of stores. And by pressing on the bill, I can see the details of that bill. So this is a brief talk about our application. Let me switch back to the slides and discuss more about the project architecture and technology. So we created the backend using Django to create RESTful API endpoints, which we tested using Postman. These API endpoints are consumed by the mobile application, which we created using React Native with the help of Redux and Expo. And we used Git to keep track of the changes that we did in the backend and frontend. In other words, the mobile application sends and receives API request from the backend that handles the data stored in the database. And we also have a customized admin panel for the store manager and the system admin. I'll leave you now with my teammate Ghadir to discuss with you the project management phase.
مساء الخير جميعا. في البروجكت مانجمنت راح أتكلم كيف أدرنا المشروع خلال الأسبوعين الماضية. أول شيء أنشأنا work flow عشان نعرف الفلو بروسيس لتطبيقنا باستخدام ميرو. بعدها أنشأنا سكتش ويرفريم باستخدام أدوبي XD عشان نتأكد إن كل واحد في الفريق عنده صورة واضحة إيش البيانات راح تكون موجودة بكل سكرين. وأيضا أنشأنا سكرام بورد باستخدام تريلو. واستخدمنا GitHub to create two repositories, one for backend and second for frontend. واستخدمنا البرانشز عشان نشتغل على كل features. ولما نتأكد هذه الفيتشر تشتغل بشكل صحيح نسوي لها manage independently. About the future planning, we are planning to give our customers special discount, and we receive notifications when offer available in supermarket. Also, we will add beep sound for predicted scanning. Our application will support multiple languages and we will integrate it with Story RB system. Thank you for listening. We are happy to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, team. Fast checkout. Again, now we'll move to our panelists and see if they have any questions. We'll start this time with Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed, do you have any questions?
Thank you very much, the team. It's more of a suggestion and comments to close up the loop, which is the way you can handle with the pricing from different stores. As you know, like that would be a hassle. Either you need to enter it manually from a store to another. Either you actually you need to maintain it yourself, or the store actually will do that on your behalf. A suggestion for you in the future, what you can do is you can create data scrappers to scrap price listing from different merchants like Carrefour, Pandas, etc. Grab all this data from their website, store it on your database, and keep on updating as the stores are actually announcing offers and so on to update their pricing listings. Other than this, I would love to thank you all for your great work and efforts.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Next, we'll move to Mr. Mazen. Mr. Mazen, do you have any questions for this team?
يعطيك العافية رغد غدير علي. فعلا المشروع جاء في وقته، يعني على وضع كورونا الواحد الكيو لاين ما يبغى يصف. بس عندي تقريبا سؤالين او ثلاثه بالاصح. شلون اتاكد في الكاشير من العدد من الكوانتيتي؟ يعني انا سويت سكان لها، كيف الكاشير بيتاكد ان الاشياء ان جميع الاشياء اللي في السله انها سوى لها سكان الكاستمر؟
اوكي، خليني اشرح لك الفكره كلها. احنا حاطين للاب ليميت للايتمز 5 ايتمز، وحتى لما اخترنا 5 ايتمز كانت مجربه، جربنا نخليها 10، بعدين طلع الوقت اللي اخترناه 8 دقائق تقريبا، ولما خليناها 5 اللي هي النص صار 2.5 دقيقة فقط على 5 اشخاص، فكان العدد مره مناسب ممتاز لنا. فيا خلينا ليميت للاب على 5 ايتمز بس.
ممتاز. طيب في برضه اللي هو الاوبشن الكاش، بعض الكاستمرز عندنا الى الان ما يبغى يدفع بالكريدت، فممكن يطلع له مثلا باركود يسوي له سكان عند الكاشير بدل انه ما يصير يعني يكون لازم يدخل البيمنت بالكريدت.
صحيح استاذ مازن، الفكره لازم نوافق عليها احنا والستور زي كارفور او بندا، بحيث يكون في اتفاقيه انه كيف لما انا اشوفك الفاتوره عن طريق الابلكيشن كيف انت ككاشير انه مباشره بتشوف الاماونت وبتحاسب عليك تلقائيا. فهذه لازم تكون بين التو سايدز اوف ذا ابلكيشن، احنا والستور مانجر او الستور اونر بالاصح.
ويكون الكاش از ان اوبشن، يعني بعضهم يقول لك انا ابغى اسوي الاشياء هذه بسرعه ويكون بس واعطيه كاش او اني ادفع بالبطاقه بدل ما ادخلها بالبيمنت جيت واي.
اوكي، عندي بس تعقيبا على اجابه تيميت حقي علي، اللي هو احنا اخترنا اصلا انه نمنع الكاش. ليش؟ لان احنا نبي نعجل من سرعه الاب حقي. فانا اذا والله كل كاستمر عندي راح يدفع كاش وصرف وما ادري ايش، انا جالسه اخر العمليه بكبرها. ثانك يو.
صح. هو انتم يعني قطعتم جزء من الوقت، يعني اصلا في الانتظار ويسوي الموظف الكاشير يسوي سكان لها، فممكن يكون بس فقط الدفع يعني، او انه يوريه كذا انه فيه البيمنت هذه خلاص مدفوعه. فالنقطه الاخيره اللي هي الداشبورد، ممكن يكون لكل ماركت يكون له داشبورد خاص فيه، هو اللي يسوي ابديت للبرايسز اللي عنده بدل ما تسوونها انتم. لان حتى لان المحلات اصلا يسوون سيلز، يسوون الاشياء هذه فصعب بيكون الاوبريشن بيكون عالي عندكم جدا من ناحيه اللي هو تعديل الاسعار والبرودكت. فهذه ممكن يكون عندهم هم داشبورد خاص فيهم، هم يسوون الابديت يعني اذا صار في مناسبه او صار في موسم يصير هم يسوون ابديت للبرايسز والبرودكت.
الخطه كانت في المستقبل انه احنا نربط دايركتلي مع الاي ار بي سيستم حق المتاجر بمجرد ما يعطونا صلاحيه، بلس انه في بعض المتاجر عندهم الاي ار بي سيستم ما يسمح الربط مباشره، فانه لازم نسوي لهم زي ما انت اقترحت اللي هي الكاستم ادمن بانل يقدرون يرفعون فيها الاسعار مباشره بمجرد ما يكون عندهم خصومات. ولانه زي انت ما قلت العروض حقتهم ممكن في خلال ساعه واحده او ساعتين السعر يتغير، ممكن الكلاينت قاعد يفتح الابلكيشن السعر اللي في الابلكيشن لازم يكون تلقائيا متحدث مع السيستم حق الستور. اخذينه بالحسبان.
ممتاز، يعطيكم العافيه.
اوكي، بس
جميل
تعقيبا
جدا.
برضو على نقطة علي اللي هي ترى احنا الاسعار عندنا مو غير ثابتة، احنا الاسعار عندنا تتغير حسب السوبر ماركت حتى عندنا في الداتابيس.
اي انا اقصد ان بدل ما انتم يعني انا قاعد افكر على البيج سكيل لما تبيعونه على 10 محلات على كارفور تميمي السدحان، فهل انتم تشتغلون الاوبريشن هذه كلها او لا؟ انا اقصد انا اتكلم بيج سكيل الان، ما اتكلم على محل واحد ولا بقاله واحده. فهنا يكون الاكسس او يكون الابديت من الماركت يعني اسرع واسهل لكم حتى انتم. يعطيكم العافيه، شغل جميل صراحه. يعطيكم العافيه، شغل جميل جدا.
شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mazen. And thank you, team Fast Checkout. Let's move on to our next panelist, which is Mr. Tariq.
يعطيكم العافية. الابلكيشن صراحة أنا محتاج اليوم. اليوم كنت في سوبر ماركت، فتمنيت كنت بحضر اجتماع أسرع. طيب أنا يبدو لي فيها أهم ميزة في الابلكيشن اللي هي طبعا ريدنج الباركود. ف يعني توضحتوا في الديمو انه ريلايبل وانه ممكن على اكثر من ماتيريال، لكن اليوم مع يعني الباركود ريدرز اللي هي dedicated just for reading الباركود، وهي خلينا نقول يعني 50 years يمكن تكنولوجي ستيل، يعني نشوف انها فيل، يعني في فيلير بشكل كبير، بالذات اذا كان شيء طالع من ثلاجه او يعني خلينا نقول مغلف وفيه يعني مش مستقيم، ما يقرا بشكل صحيح. فهذا واللي يسوي العمليه هذه هو كاشير، فالمفروض يكون فاهم ومتدرب. فلو كان الكاستمر هو اللي يسويها بنفسه اتوقع برضه راح يواجه مشاكل اكبر. فانا اشوف السنجل يعني ممكن نعتبرها سنجل فيلير بوينت في السولوشن هو ريدنج الباركود. فايش التيست البراكتيكال اللي سويتوها في other than using البيلت ان فيتشر في اي او اس والاندرويد في الباركود ريدرز؟ هل سويتوا اي شيء to make sure that the application is robust في العمليه هذه؟
تمام. اول شيء يعطيك العافيه استاذ طارق. بالنسبه للباركود ريدر حاليا احنا مستخدمين فقط لانه كان عندنا تايم ليميت اللي هو 2 weeks to finalize الابلكيشن، وهو حاليا MVP. واحده من الخطط المستقبليه we did not mention yet اللي هي انه we use the OCR to recognize the numbers on the barcode. This way يعني احنا تكون another layer، يعني if الباركود الاي بي اي حق الباركود اللي موجود في الاي او اس والاندرويد ديفايسز failed to scan the item، حيكون في الستيب الثاني اللي هو الاو سي ار. we can also يعني نشوف طريقه ثانيه to detect the lines and يعني لانه بالنسبه للباركود هو الويدث حق اللاين بين كل لاين ولاين هو اللي يحدد لك الفاليو حقه، فاحنا بناخذها بالاعتبار فتكون ثيرد لاير. فاذا الاوبشن الاول ما ضبط حنروح على الاوبشن الثاني، اذا الاوبشن الثاني ما ضبط حنروح على الاوبشن الثالث، اذا الثالث ايضا ما ضبط يعني حنطلع رساله للاند يوزر انه you can either type it manually or grab another product with the good الليبل تكون كويسه. انه زي انت ما قلت بعض المنتجات حتى الليبل تكون مثلا معفوسه او انه الحبر حقها ممسوح او انه مقطوعه فما تبين 100%. ف we will have it into consideration. This is just an MVP to validate انه الابلكيشن يشتغل فعليا.
تمام. هل بالفعل سويت انتجريشن مع تاب ولا برضه هذا MVP؟
يس، بس انه اخذنا الساند بوكس مع تاب حاليا. يس، لانه تعرف تحتاج سجل تجاري
ايه تمام
رسمي
تمام. بس ايش العمليات اللي سويت فيها انتجريشن؟
عفوا ما فهمت السؤال.
سويت هل مريتوا بالسايكل كامله مثلا لوكينج الاماونت ريليزنج ريفاند الامور هذه؟
احنا حاليا تاكدنا من انه اتس انيشلايز اند اتس كابتشرد، لسه ما تاكدنا لانه 2 ويكس كانت ضغط علينا، فلسه ما تاكدنا من ايتش فيز انه هو ديكلايند والله عندك مشكله في الكارد نمبر، يعني لسه هذه ما تاكدنا منها 100%. بس الستيجز مشينا فيها يعني ستيب باي ستيب لين ما وصلنا انه اتس كابتشرد اند اتس فاليد.
ممتاز، يعطيكم العافيه، ما قصرت، شغل رائع، موفقين ان شاء الله.
يعطيك العافيه، شكرا.
Thank you, Mr. Tariq. Moving on to our next panelist, Mr. Umar. Do you have any questions for our students?
رغد علي غدير يعطيكم العافية مشروعكم كتير حلو البرزنتيشن عن يعني especially رهيب ال QR code implementation is beautiful دائما it's يعني قد ما هي انه تكنولوجي متواجدة بس خاص انه لما الواحد يشوفها in action جد حلوة يعني كاكسبيرينس وكتير بتذكرني بأمازون جو وامازون جو انه 2020 الريفينيو تبعهم الاكسبكتد از above 600 مليون ف I don't think في انه اي نقاش انه اللي انتم عم تعملوه has انه true market implication. كثير حبيت ال workflow diagrams هذا this is like proper systems engineering work و especially ال use of Adobe XD to iterate على design which is انه always faster من ناحية iteration process rather than الكود. ومن ناحية ال ERP و point of sale integrations I think ال idea of إنه تبلشوا بأكبر hypermarkets زي ما أنتوا حكيتوا و then expand from there هذا strategy يعني this is هذا اللي أمازون عم بيعملوه ف I think ما عليها حكي strategy وال idea of avoiding cash برضو is إنه very valid كتير محلات بأمريكا have already banned the use of cash بسبب ال cost of cash management operations ف I don't think في إشي غلط بهذا الإشي و this is where العالم is headed ف I love the forward thinking mentality من هاي الناحية. Something ممكن تفكروا to implement بهذا البروجكت that I think is interesting اللي هو dynamic discounting. إنه أنا as a user I added مثلا X amount of product من ريال على my cart أو مثلا I selected X quantity of an item فحتى الهايبر ماركت can push promotions onto me as a consumer إنه مثلا زيد كمان واحدة وخد X discount أو add X amount وخد discount. ف I think what you're working on is لابد إنه هذا راح يصير حقيقة وشكرا كثير على البرزنتيشن كثير حبيتها.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Umar.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Mr. Umar. So now, and again, thank you, Team Fast Checkout. Now we'll move on to our next team. So our next team is going to be Team Medicare. So Team Medicare, you're up. Go ahead and get ready. Whenever you're ready, just go ahead, share your screen, and get started.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. I am Shahad Al-Mah. We are so glad to be here, alhamdulillah. Today we will be present our project Medicare. We are a team of 3 developers, Shahad Al-Mah, Atin Al-Isa, and Maha Al-Khariji. Okay, last year I faced a problem which is I was really sick and I take 2 medications that affected me in a bad way because these medications have conflict. This what made us think of different solutions to prevent this problem from happening again to anyone else. Now, our friend Atin will take you through our solution.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Atin Al-Isa. I'll be taking you through our solution. While we were hearing Shahad talking about her problem, I think most of us relate in one way or another. Maybe some of us forget to take their medications in time, or even take an overdose and take 2 pills instead of 1 because they forgot how many pills should they take. Or even take conflicting medications, and that's exactly what happened with our friend Shahad, which caused her a lot of problems. So we came up with an idea of an application that has 3 main features. The first is to check the medication's interactions. This will check each medication and check if it has any possible interactions that will cause me any problems. The second is to track the medication's intake. This will assure that I don't take an overdose. I take 2 pills instead of 1, or even miss any of my doses. The third is the medications calendar, where I can view all of my medications throughout the week and check which medication should be taken at which time. Okay, let's go a little bit back in time and imagine if Shahad, before she consumed any of her medications, used the Medicare app, which is our app, by the way. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, this is our app, Medicare. Shahad will log into her account using her username and password. Okay, since Shahad already added her medical condition, she won't be adding anymore. She will go to her medications list. She will view all of her medications that she's already consuming, and she will add the new medication. She will choose the medication name, choose the duration in weeks, choose the day, and add the dose, number of doses per day, and add the dose. Okay, she will add the medication. Now, the application shows her an alert that she can't be consuming this medication because of several types of interactions. The first is that she can't take this desired medication with these two medications. The second is that she can't consume this medication with her medical condition. So I think it would be a very good idea to cancel the addition and consult a doctor later on. Okay, Shahad will add another medication. She will go through the same process she went through before. I'm not sure if it's sliding from my side or is it from, is it with everyone? Okay. Okay, she will add the dose. She will add the medication. Now the medication shows her that the application shows her that there are some conflicts or some interactions between these two medications that she can in the same time. So Shahad needs to be consuming this medication, so she will just add the medication and put in mind she can't take these two medications at the same time. Okay, now that we have all of our medications added, we have another very cool feature of our application, which is the calendar. She will go ahead to her calendar and view all of her medications throughout the week with the doses, and she can even consume these doses and track her intake. She will click on the dose. She will hit consume. So she consumed the dose on time, so this will show up. Otherwise, if she consumed the dose later on, she will show this. She will be seeing this message, which is late by 5 hours. Okay, another very cool feature of our application. Let's say Shahad went to her doctor, and the doctor asked her which medications did she consume in the last period. Shahad will go ahead to her profile and view all of her history with the generic name and the trade name and the period that she was taking the medication on. Okay, I think this concludes our application functionalities. Now our friend Maha will take us through the technical part of the project.
Hello, everyone. I am Maha Khaleji. The technology stack that have been used to build this application is JavaScript and React Native for frontend. And for backend, we used Python using Django framework. The methodology that we followed to detect interactions between medications is the same methodology that the pharmacists follow when they detect interactions. So people regularly naming medications using the trade name, which is more familiar for us, but pharmacists use generic name to detect interaction. We do the same thing in our application. So the user can add a new medication and view his medication through trade name, which is more familiar for him. Then we take the generic name to detect interactions between these medications. In our app, we check for 3 kinds of interactions. There is a drug-to-drug interaction. That means these medications cannot be taken together. Also, we have a drug-disease interaction. That means this medication is not compatible with the medical condition of the user. Also, there is a drugs incompatibility. That means these two medications can be taken together but not in the same time. The data source that could be used to populate the database. For user medications list, there's a Saudi Food and the Drug Authority medications list. And for interactions, there are websites used by pharmacists to detect interactions between medications. Also, there is some APIs like RxNorm, which is an API for database produced by National Library of Medicine in US, and it is nationally used, also internationally used. Also, there is a drug bank, which is an API for database produced by Alberta University, and it is widely used in the drug industry and by pharmacists. Finally, pharmacists as experts in this field, they help to understand medical information and they provide information which is not available online. To manage this project, in the first stage, we defined application features through several processes, started by finding application idea and collect information. We do that through a brainstorm session, then collect information about candidated ideas to see how much these ideas are applicable, then started to build a flow chart to get more understanding about the application features, to build wireframes that define the main structure of the interfaces of the application, then defined APIs responses, depending on the information that will be viewed in interfaces and user actions. By doing all these processes, we got a clear vision about the application features. So we started to build a Scrum board using a Trello board that contain a front-end feature and back-end feature. Then each developer work on one feature at a time, get a feedback, update his feature, and repeat this process until complete this feature. To control Git workflow, each developer work on his feature on his branch, then combine this new feature to the main code individually, unless there is any conflict between features. We do that in pairs or as a groups. For future work, we can add more features like consult doctors through the application, and this feature can be provided through monthly subscription. Also, we can connect the user account with another person who will be notified whenever this user missed the dose and set the report by the end of the day about consumed doses. Also, we can improve user experience by adding a feature that gives the user the ability to add medication through scanning the medication barcode. This is sums up our application and the process development. We will be glad to answer any question that you have.
Thank you, Team Medicare. So now we'll move on to our panelists and see if they have any questions to ask. We'll start with Mr. Tariq. Mr. Tariq, do you have any questions for our students?
اي نعم، يعطيكم العافيه جميعا. سؤال يمكن سؤال واحد بكتفي فيه. مين اللي كان مسؤول او اللي طور الداتابيس موديل؟
انا.
شهد ولا مها ولا
مها؟
مها. طيب يعطيك العافيه مها. ودي لان اتوقع السيستم الكومبلكسيتي فيه في انه يكون فيه different types of drugs و side effects وeffects. فودي اعرف لو تعطيني لمحه سريعه عن المودلز او التيبلز والانتيز والريليشن شيبس اللي موجوده في الداتابيس. كيف او وش نوع الداتابيس اللي استخدمتوها؟
اول شيء الداتابيس اللي استخدمناها هي SQLite لانه حاليا احنا في local production. تقريبا الداتابيس اللي استخدمناها كل نوع، يعني الدراجز لها موديل الحال، الميديكيشنز لها موديل الحال، الانتراكشنز لها موديل الحال، الكونديشنز مع الانتراكشنز مع الدراجز هذه لها موديل الحال. فتقريبا قسمناها زي كذا.
تمام. طب بخصوص دراج تو دراج انتراكشن، كيف تسوي له كويري من الداتابيس؟
احنا سوينا لها API. ال API هذه زي algorithm سويناها انه تحدد انه يصير كل دراج مثلا ندخله في الداتابيس نحدد له إيش أنواع الدراجز اللي يصير لها interaction معاها. فيعني بهذه الطريقة إحنا نحدد الانتراكشن.
اي نعم. فاذا في عندي دراج A ودراج B، تمام، المفروض ما يكونوا مع بعض، تمام. فاذا انا استعلمت بدراج A فراح يطلع لي دراج B، صح؟ والعكس تم، اذا دخلت دراج B راح يطلع لي دراج A ما يصلح. فهنا سؤالي، كيف قاعدين تسوون كويري للداتابيس مع انه البوزيشن للدراج ممكن يكون الاول ممكن يكون الثاني؟ فكيف سويت الموديلنج للشيء هذا؟
أضفناها مانولي لكل دراج، إنه هذا يتعارض مع هذا وهذا يتعارض مع هذا.
فمثلا يعني هل بيكون في تو روز مثلا A و B ورو ثاني B و A، سويته بالطريقة هذه؟
اي نعم.
اوكي ممتاز. فكرة ذكية وسولوشن يعني عملي بالذات مع التايم كونسترينت. طيب يعطيكم العافية، صراحة فكرة ممتازة وتنفيذ جميل. يمكن أنا وجهة نظري اليو آي شوي يحتاج تبسيط، بالذات إن يعني اللي بيستخدمونه بكثرة قد يكونون كبار السن أو اللي يعني قد يعني عندهم أمراض مزمنة أو كذا، فكل ما صار فريندلي وسهل يكون أكثر. لكن فاهمين تايم كونسترينت يمكن ما يعطي واحد يسوي الديزاين اللي يبغاه. موفقين إن شاء الله.
شكرا لك. شكرا.
Thank you, Mr. Tariq. Going on to our next panelist, Mr. Mazen, would you like to ask our students any questions?
يعطيكم العافية شاهد وأثير، والحمد لله على السلامة. شاهد سامعني؟
Mr. Mazen شوي صوتك قاعد يقطع.
يعطيكم العافية مهد وأثير.
العفو.
والحمد لله على السلامة شاهد.
معلش النت عندي ما ادري ايش بيصير.
عندي كم ملاحظة. يمكن من عندي. فعندي كم سؤال او ملاحظة. الأدوية اللي الداتابيس اللي يجيبون منها الأدوية، هل هي بالكوميرشال نيم او بالاسم الطبي؟ لأن تختلف المسميات لنفس الأدوية، يعني اللي في أمريكا اللي جبتوها ممكن الاسم عندنا يختلف. فهل راعيتوا الشيء هذا؟ هل يعني في طريقة يكون فيها ربط؟
أي التفاعلات بين الأدوية مستخدمين اللي هو الجينيريك نيم، هذا يعني تقريبا تقدر تقول شيء عالمي. يعني التفاعلات بين الأدوية في السعودية نفسها، في أمريكا نفسها، في أي مكان ثاني. فالتفاعلات نجيبها من داتابيس اللي هي ال APIs اللي قلت عنها، والويب سايت اللي يستخدموها الصيدلانيين. الشيء الثاني اللي هي الأسماء التجارية أو الميديكيشنز التجارية، استخدمنا الليست حقت هيئة الغذاء والدواء.
حلو، ممتاز جميل. في بوتنشل مرة يعني ممكن انها يكون ربط التطبيق عندكم مع الصيدليات، يصير مثلا لما ادخل دواء يكون يبين لي وش الصيدليات اللي تبيعه. لما يجيني بالبريسكريبشن من الدكتور يصير اذا اشوف وين الصيدليات او اقرب صيدليه جنبي تبيع الدواء هذا، لان عندهم تطبيقاتهم حتى بعضهم عندهم توصيل، فممكن يكون الربط معاهم هنا ويصير يعني اوتوميشن لجميع البروسيس كامله.
اوكي that's very interesting.
بالاضافه حتى ممكن يكون في تنبيه يعني في حال اني خلصت الكونسومشن للدواء نفسه، يعني على حسب كم مره اخذته يبين لي ترى قرب يخلص، اطلب من جديد.
yes.
فهذا ممكن هنا برضو يكون عن طريق الربط، فهنا تقدرون تروحون للصيدليات فيصير لهم ادد فاليو، فيعني انهم مستعدين يعطونكم الداتا اللي عندهم، حتى مستعدين يربطون بالاي بي ايز. وبالاضافه الفيوتشر وورك اللي هو الثانيه صراحه جميل، اللي هو انه يكون فيه يوزر ثاني او مستخدم ثاني، لان التطبيق يعني مخصص لكبار السن او يعني الشخص المريض، فدائما يكون محتاج احد يساعده. فلما يكون عنده شخص يقدر يعني يقدر يكون عارف بالستاتش حقه، فبيكون added value جميل جدا.
Yes, we can do that in the future. Thank you for your recommendation.
يعطيكم العافية جميعا وشكرا لكم.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Mazen. Going on to our next panelist, Mr. Umar. Would you have any questions for our students?
يعطيكم ألف عافية شاهد عدين ومها. أول إشي حبيت استخدام كانفا للبيتش داك، حلو كثير. وكثير بحب in general مبدأ إنه introducing technology into الميديكال فيلد للanomaly detection. نحن بنعرف إنه الريت اوف ديفلوبمنت اللي عم نشوفه في القطاعات بشكل عام ما بنقدر نحن نضلنا نتابعها بشكل سريع. و to combat هذا الشيء عندنا tools زي مثلا بالprogramming stack overflow اللي بتخلينا نتخطى كل الصعوبات، مش بس بشكل يومي بس بشكل يعني كل ساعة تقريبا. والطب والdiagnosticians بشكل عام هم بيعيشوا بعالم elimination. you identify عدة من الsymptoms والفاكتورز الانفايرمنتال وجينيتيك ريسك فاكتورز، وبتعمل diagnosis بناء على ايش الموست لايكلي outcomes. وللاسف نحن لليوم we're not equipping الدكاتره تبعونا بالتكنولوجيكال تولز اللي بيحتاجوها ليوصلوا المستوى الاعلى للافكتفنس من ناحيه السكيل سيت المتفوق اللي عندهم. كتير حابب اللي انتم عم بتسووه، ولسه كتير بحب اكتر مش بس انه نشوف هاي التولز موجوده بايدين المريض، بس بايدين الدكتور كمان. يعني إشي ممكن انه to integrate مع الالكترونيك هيلث ميديكال ريكورد تبع المريض نفسه، ويوعي الدكتور لما هو عم بيعمل نيو بريسكريبشنز عن ايش هذا المريض عم بياخذ اشياء تانية، لانه الدكاتره مرات ما عندهم علم بهذا الموضوع. فاهميه المشروع تبعكم خاصه باجتماع إشي زي الالكترونيك هيلث ميديكال ريكوردز I think يعني راح تنقذوا حياة ناس، وإشي كتير مهم، ويعني بحييكم على شغلكم كتير حلو.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Omar. أستاذ عمر.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. Our next panelist, Mr. Mohammed, do you have any questions or recommendations for our students?
Yes, sure. أول شيء يعطيكم العافية بنات على الشغل الرائع بصراحة. المشروع تأتي لفكرة الاحتياج له أكثر شيء من إنه معظم الأطباء والوصفات تجي بطريقة منفصلة. كل طبيب يوصف لحال ما في consolidated database for all your medication. This is what you're doing right now, but the real problem that you're solving for. حبيت البرزنتيشن تبعكم very concise to the point. You define the problem statement very clearly. You address these problems and solutions as well. You showed that how your solution is actually addressing it. واكثر من هيك حبيت كمان انه وريتونا domain knowledge expertise في موضوع انه رحتوا مع الاس دي اف اي وجبتوا عرفتوا الفرق بين الجينيريك نيمز والتريد نيمز. هذا يعطي انطباع انه سويتوا ريسيرش جيد على الموضوع. بالنسبه للاقتراحات في عندي two suggestions to improve. اول شيء موضوع اليو اكس امبروفمنت في الابلكيشن. الا هو لما تيجي تدخل اسم الدواء اللي المريض يتعاطاه، ما في داعي يدخل مثلا الجرعه او يدخل اليوم، على طول ممكن تظهر له انه هذا الدواء ترى is conflicting مع الادويه اللي موجوده عندنا، على اساس انه تقلل موضوع الانتري بوينتس بالسيستم لما تبغى تعرضي له التعارض. السجشن الثاني بما انه عندنا داتابيس جاهزه وفيها الليست كامله، اساس كمان نسهل موضوع اليو اكس، ممكن نضيف الاوتو كومبليشن للادويه as the users are typing them. وايضا مثلا ممكن اذا المريض دخل مثلا دواء بشكل خاطئ ممكن نعطي suggestions في algorithms عديده ممكن نستخدمها في هذا المجال بالداتابيس الموجوده عندنا. thank you very much. يعطيكم العافية وشكرا على السولوشن المقترح تبعكم. بالتوفيق إن شاء الله.
شكرا لك.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. So let me just share my screen. And again, thank you, Team Medicare. So this pretty much sums up all of our team's demos. I just want to thank everyone who showed up. I want to thank the panelists. I want to thank the companies. Thank you so much for giving us your time and watching and coming and just supporting the Saudi youth, basically. We're very proud of our students, and we hope you've enjoyed the demo. We think they built something amazing within a short period of time of just 2 weeks. If you have any questions, feel free to check out our website or reach out to us at hello@joincoded.com or on our social media accounts. And remember to check out our alumni site, which is mentioned here. Or you can even go to our YouTube channel and rewatch the demos there. Oh yes, the demos, you will find the demos recorded on the alumni site as well. And that is all. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And goodbye and good night.